Hey, this is problem 7 for our Unit 6 test. We'll notice it's another word problem here. Going back off of that last problem with Lynn and his school, there is another school that bought a total of 1,734 pens. There are still 6 pens in each package. How many packages of pens did this school buy? So really, what this is asking us is 6 multiply what equals 1,734. Now, we remember that our opposite of multiplication is division, so this would be 1,734 divided by 6. It's just that fact family, those multiplication and division families. So we're going to write this out in our little house. We have 1,734 divided by 6. And hopefully I've left myself enough room on my chart paper here. We're going to start by picking an easy factor. Now, we can't do 1,000 because 6 times 1,000 is 6,000. But I can do 100 because 6 times 100 is 600. I can do 200 because 6 times 200 is 1,200 because 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 would be 18. 1,800 would be too much. So the most I can do, if I'm going to stick to those even hundreds, is 200 because 6 multiplied 2 is 12. And because it's 200, it's 12 hundredths or 1,200. Mama told me to multiply. Sister tells me to subtract. 4 take away 0 is 4. 3 take away 0 is 3. 7 take away 2 is 5. 1 take away 1 is nothing. Now you can see why I don't have another 100 here, because 534 is less than 600. So it is fairly close to 600 though, so maybe I can do half. If I rover repeat and pick another easy factor, I could do 50. 6 times 5 is 30. Mr. 10 throws his ring. So just one ring comes onto there. That becomes 300. Sister tells me to subtract. We're just going to follow down these steps because Rover just tells us to repeat until we're at 0 or near 0. 4 take away 0 is 4. 3 take away 0 is 3. 5 take away 3 is 2. Now I can't do another 50 because that's too much. I could maybe do another 40. So let's give that a shot. 40. Now 6 multiply 4 is 24. Uh-oh, that's too much. So what we can do is we can get rid of that and try 30. 40 was too much. And it's okay for us to guess and to have it be too much because we just erase and try again. Now 6 multiply 3 is 18. Mr. 10 throws his ring onto the end of that, so that's 180. Bring that down. 4 take away 0 is 4. Now, if there's more on the floor, we've got to go next door. I cannot do 3 take away 8 is 5 because it would be a negative 5, which it just doesn't work for this scenario. So I've got to regroup. I'm going to take from this 100 and just make that 100 and bring that 100 over here to make it 10 tens. So now I have 13 take away 8, which is still 5, but at this point in time it's a positive 5, not a negative 5. And then 1 take away 1 is 0. Now 54, I can take these away one at a time. I could maybe throw up a 5 to make our math a little bit easier. 6 multiply 5 is 30. Rover repeat. And this is why I said we're probably going to get close to running out of space. 24. Now just for lieu of space, I could continue to subtract these one at a time if I needed to. If I don't know my math facts, that is an easy step. However, 6, 12, 18, 24. 4 times. So my final number here is going to be 4. And I already know because I just did my skip counting that that is 24 take away 24, which equals 0. So Rover, repeat until 0 or near 0. That is 0. Abuela tells us to add. Papa, Mama, Sister, Rover, Abuela. We're going to add 5 and 4. Again, making sure my place values are lined up so that I know that I'm adding the correct numbers. This is a pretty common error that we were making. Make sure those are lined up. 5 add 3 is 8, and 2 is 2. 289. And there was not a remainder because we were buying even packages of pens. So in this case, we can say that the school bought 289 packs of pens. Make sure you're showing all of your work. Make sure you're following each of those steps. And remember, the Rover repeat could have been done differently. We could have done 100 and then 100 and then just a bunch of tens. Any of those would work, and eventually the adding together would get us to that same answer of 289 packs of pens.